Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this two-piece on the thumbnail. If this sounds like what you're interested in, let's go into it. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using for the t-shirt, and this black fabric is for the trousers. Okay, so what I did was to take 2 inches for my elastic case. Can you see this is 2 inches, and from there I took my length, which is 22, and then I also added 2 inches for my hemming allowance. So for these 2 inches I'm going to also be inserting an elastic inside. Okay, 2 inches at the top and 2 inches at the top and 2 inches at the lower part. So what I did was to take my crotch depth, and to get your crotch depth, divide your hip by 4 and add 1 inch. Okay, so the hip I'm working with is 24 divided by 4 is 6, and I added 1 inch to it, making it 7. So at this point I'm marking my hip, I'm marking my crotch depth, which is 7 inches. Just go ahead and mark your crotch depth and draw a straight line there. So now we have the waist, we have the crotch depth. So we're going to be using an elastic for this trousers. So what I did was to use my hip divided by 4 at that point. Instead of using your waist measurement, use your hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch. Your hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch. Okay, so the hip I'm working with, like I said earlier, is 24 divided by 4 is 6 plus 1 inch, making it 7. So I mark it at the waistline, at the line where I'm going to insert my elastic, the allowance, and also at the crotch depth, hip divided by 4. Okay, so after marking it, the next thing you're going to do is to insert your crotch extension. So for me, I'm going to be using 1.75 for that crotch extension. So go ahead and divide whatever you have at your crotch depth by 4 and then insert it there. So for me, I approximated it to 1.75. Now come down by 3 inches and insert your thigh measurement. So the thigh I'm working with is 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I went ahead to mark it, and then at the hem line I subtracted 1 inch from whatever I have at my thigh measurement. Okay, my thigh is 14 divided by 2 is 7, and at the hem line I marked 6. Just subtract 1 inch from whatever you have there and mark it at that point. Remember, I said we're going to be using an elastic at the hem line, okay, at the ankle. So just subtract 1 inch from whatever you have and impute it there. This is also applicable when you are making for an adult. This is for a child, a 3 years old child. So now I just connected my crotch depth. What you do, you can mark 1 inch from that area and just blend it in as if you're creating a neckline. Do you understand? So at this point I just went ahead to cut alongside my line. So my plan was to use the same pattern for both front and back. So I'm not going to be opening the side of this trouser. I'm not going to be opening the side. So this is another way of creating a trouser piece. So I use the same pattern for both front and back. Yes, so the side is not going to be having a joining. Just follow me as we go into this. Okay, so I use the same pattern, I place it on another fabric, and I cut it at exactly the way the first one is. So one is for the left hand side and the other is for the right hand side. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using for my t-shirt. So I'm just checking my fabric at this point. Make sure you use the side that is stretchy on the body circumference. Okay, use the stretchy part for your body circumference. The part that is stretchy should go around the body. That's what I mean. So I went ahead to fold my fabric into 4. I folded it in 2, and then I'm folding into 4 because I'm going to be cutting the front and the back together. If you're new here, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, you're so welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell before you go. Thank you. So at this point I'm really a starting line. So from that line I'm going to take my measurement So the length of the t-shirt I'm working with, which is the round neck, I'm going to be using I think I used 15 inches too, so I added 2 inches allowance. Okay, I used 15 inches plus 2, so I need 1 inch at the lower part to hem, and then of course I need half inch at the upper part. So at this point you're going to divide the back by 2. The back I'm working with is 11 divided by 2 is 5.5, so I'm adding half an inch to it because we're going to be joining the bodies to the sleeve. So my neck width is 2.5 inches, so I went ahead to mark 2.5 inches. For the neck depth at the back, it is 1 inch. 2.5 by 1 inch for the back. So I'm just going to create my neck line like this. So for the front neckline, I used 2.5 by 3 inches. Remember I said this is for a 3-year-old child. So the front is 2.5 by 3 inches. Can you see? The back is 2.5 by 1. So I went down by 1 inch to slope my shoulders. Okay, if you're making for an adult, you can slope your shoulder with 1.5 inch. So from there I'm going to take my armhole depth. So for the armhole depth, whatever you have at the back, okay, your back measurement, add 1 inch to it. So remember the back we are working with is 5.5, so I added 1 inch to it, making it 6.5. So that is what gave us the armhole depth. So do your own calculation and then just impute your measurement like that. Okay, so now at this point you're going to impute your chest measurement. So the chest I'm working with is 7 inches. Okay, and I added half an inch for my seam allowance. Okay, it makes it 7.5. So you're going to mark the same thing all the way down and just connect it into a straight line like this. Now divide whatever you have at your armhole depth into 2 and then come in by half an inch. Okay, divide whatever you have at your armhole depth and come in by half an inch and then just connect it like this. Can you see, guys? So once you do that, just create your armhole like this. So like I said, the chest divided by 4 plus half an inch for your seam allowance. Okay, now just go ahead and cut it out. If you like, you can increase the length of your round neck or your t-shirt depending on what you're cutting. So at this point I went ahead to add extra 1 inch to it. So I discovered that this thing is going to look a little bit short, so I just added extra 1 inch to it, and then I went ahead to cut like this, the same armhole for the back and the front. And remember to cut behind your truck. Okay, so I cut the back neckline first and then I removed one piece. Okay, and then I folded back to cut my front neck line. Okay, please, if you derive any value from this video, subscribe. The subscription button is free. Thank you very much. So I'm going to cut the front neckline like this. Okay, carefully cut it out, and this is what we've got, guys. So now at this point, this is the front neckline and then the back neckline. Now moving to the cutting of the sleeve. Now I folded my fabric into 4 because I'm cutting both pieces together. Okay, remember the length of the sleeve is 5. I'm going to be using 5, so I added 1.5 inches to it, 1 inch to the lower part, which is the hemming allowance, and half an inch to join it to the bodice. Okay, I imputed whatever I have at the back plus 1 inch, my back divided by 2 plus 1 inch. Okay, that's what I imputed there. So now I came down by 2.5 inches and then I marked 3 inches. I divided it into 2 and then I just create my inverted X. Now the round sleeve I'm working with is 10. I marked it, divided by 2 is 10 plus 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Now I come again, divide your back measurement that you used, which is 5.5, add half an inch, add 1 inch to it, I beg your pardon, and then come down by 2.5 and then divide whatever you have there into 2 at the upper part, and then just create your inverted S. Now that is the hemming allowance I'm showing you guys there, so that it can be obvious. Now just go ahead and cut it out. Please, if you don't understand any part, drop your question in the comment section. I'm going to respond to all of your questions. So these are the 2 sleeves, the bodies. Yeah, so I'm going to be using this for the neckband later. That's going to be after we have joined our piece together. Okay, now we're going to move to the sewing of the piece. We're going to be joining them together. Okay, and the first thing you're going to do is to open them up. At this point, I was contemplating, because this fabric has 2 faces. One part is so shiny and the other part is just cool, so I prefer to use the cool part. I was contemplating, should I use the cool part to make my t-shirt or the shiny part? I decided to use the cool part because it looks so matured. That's even the wrong part of the fabric. Okay, but I decided to use it and it came out very nice. I was glad I did. Okay, now you're going to join the shoulders and also attach your sleeve. Now for the trousers, remember I said I did not open the sides. Okay, so I'm going to place it right side facing right side like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and join the crotches together. The crotch on both sides. I'll join the crotch for the left hand side and the crotch for the right hand side, okay, which is the back and front crotch. Join it with 1/2 inch. Okay, so at this point I was done. I overlocked the sleeve. You know, I've not aimed the sleeve. I overlocked the armhole. Remember, I used a manual machine overlocking machine, not an industrial. Okay, so even if you don't have an overlocking machine, this is not an excuse. You can make a t-shirt without overlocking machine. Now I'm going to aim the sleeve. Even after I overlock, I still went ahead to use my straight machine to secure in place. Okay, so a manual machine can do all of this. You don't have an excuse. Please, if you have a manual machine, go ahead and use it. Okay, I will aim the sleeve and close the sides. Can you see? I will aim the sleeve and I will do double stitch. I do not have a taping machine, and yet I came up with this clean aiming, which is double stitching. I improvise with what I have. So if you don't have all of that, don't worry, you can also make this. Okay, don't worry, very soon you're going to get yours. Okay, now I've joined the crotch together, and then I overlock the up and the down of the trousers. Okay, that is because I do not want to aim twice. I just want to aim it once. So, but if you have time, you can use the matching color of thread for your aiming or your overlocking. Your overlocking. So I'm going to fold the upper part with the allowance I left, which is 2 inches, and I'm going to aim it all the way around, but then I'm going to be leaving like 2 inches opening where I'll be passing my elastic into. Okay, I'll do the same thing to the lower part. I'll just aim it all the way around, fold it like this, and then I'm just going to stitch across. Okay, because I'm going to also be using my elastic for the lower part. So that's what I'm going to do basically. So at this point I was done joining the side. Can you see? I did all of this without overlocking, industrial overlocking. So I've joined the sides together. I aimed the sleeve. Okay, can you see? Now, like I'm saying here, I'm saying if you don't have the machine, you can do it at it. Can you see? I did double stitches at the sleeve, just like your taping machine is going to do, but I don't have it. Okay, so I have to use what I have to improvise. Okay, so now this is the waistband. You know, I cut the band alongside with the trousers. I do not need to join it separately, but if you want to join yours, you can go ahead and do it. So at this point I've aimed the waistband, can you see? And I left like 2 inches open where I'm going to be passing my elastic. Okay, I also aimed the lower part of the trousers. Can you see? Now for the band at the waist, just the band at the neck, sorry, go ahead and measure what you have around the neckline from back to the front, from the back to the front, measure all the way around, and then whatever you have, that's what you're going cut your neckband. I beg your pardon, please. I'm sorry, guys. I got is 15 inches, so you are going to subtract 1 inch from whatever you got. So 15 minus 1 is going to give us 14. So the width of the neckband is 2 inches. It's going to be 2 inches wide, and then the length is minus whatever you have on your neckline minus 1. Okay, your neckline minus 1. So now make sure you cut in the direction of the stretch. Make sure you check your fabric very well, and one part is more stretchy than the other part, so you're going to cut in the direction of the stretch. Now we're going to go ahead and close the band with half inch. Close your band with half an inch. After you're done closing it, now fold it into 2 equal parts. Remember I said it's 2 inches. Now fold it into 2 equal parts like this, and then you're going to pin it all the way around. You can go ahead and notch it on both sides. What you're going to do here, remember you used the neckline minus 1, and you also use half an inch on both sides to join it. So it means that neckband has reduced by 2 inches. So you're going to stretch it for it to fit in the neck measurement. That means the neckband is now smaller than the actual neck, so you need to stretch it all the way around to fit in. Now we're going to also hem the lower part with, we left 1 inch allowance, so we are going to hem it and then do double stitch like a taping machine will do for us. So if you have a manual machine, go ahead and stitch it twice. Okay, it's going to give you that same look, that same finished look. Okay, now for the lower part, to get the measurement of your elastic, okay, fold it into 2 like this, and then whatever you have, I have 6.5 there. I'm just going to remove half an inch from it. So whatever you have there, remove half an inch. So 6.5 unfold, remove half an inch. So my elastic is 6 inches. Okay, so that is what I'm going to insert around that part. Now for the waist measurement, measure your actual waist and subtract between 3 to 4 inches from it. For me, I subtracted 4 inches from the waist measurement that I'm working with. So that is what you're going to use to cut your elastic. Now we're going to insert the elastic into it and then close the inseam. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. With your safety pin, put it inside your elastic like this, and then pass it in like you can see me do on the screen. Gradually pass it in. So once you go in, pin it down on one side and then extend it to the other side and also pin it down. Once you're done pinning, you secure it down on both sides, and then when you're done, just close the inseam of the trousers. We're doing the same thing to the trouser. So at this point, I was done inserting my elastic. Can you see? And then I did double stitch on that part too. Like I ran a stitch on top of the elastic too, making it double stitch. So this is it. Can you see? Can you see how it looks? And then this is the upper part also. I did double stitch on it too. Now for the t-shirt, I already went ahead to hem the lower part, close on my seam. Can you see double stitch? And look at it, it's not neat. I did not use any taping machine here. Okay, so for the neck, I already joined it, but then you're not going to leave it this way because you need to reinforce this neckline. That line you always say on top of t-shirt. So we're going to create that. Now that's what is going to help to make the neckband relax. So from your right side, you're going to monitor whatever goes on there. You're going to stitch across the neckline all the way around. So you're going to stitch tiny around that neckline. Very neat. Guys, this is the final look of the t-shirt and all the trousers I've made. Can you see? I made 2 t-shirts. One is for 3 years old and the other one is for 1 year plus. Can you see how neat? And this is a shirt for the 1 year old plus. And this is the trouser for the 3 years. If you like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. Don't stop learning, keep learning, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.